What is up, guys? Trust Army. We're back here with another video today. We're going to be doing top 10 QBs for the 2021-2022 NFL season. And
Kicking it again, guys.
Picking it again. I
You
think you
boys
guys
back
can
at it.
guess the top QB. Um, but starting it off right off the bat, Pat Mahomes. I mean, there's like if you're doing a top 10 and you don't have this guy at number 1, I'd be blown away. Number 2, I mean, I guess that's dealable. Anything below that, you're bad. He's set in a great spot in KC with one of the best coaches in the league, one of the best receivers in the league in Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelsey, a good running game. Well, not the greatest running game, but a pretty solid running game. And he's also amazing with the football in his hands. His O line's improved. His defense isn't great, but I mean, that doesn't matter in this list. It's all about the QBs and what they can do themselves. And Pat Mahomes leads it off really, really well. Great, great player.
Yeah, I think Mahomes is good. Um, I mean, I could see a case for Aaron Rodgers to take number one, but I do not see that. Only because Aaron Rodgers won an MVP. He's obviously a stud veteran. I could see, going skill wise, only because Pat Mahomes does have, Travis Kelsey and Tyreek Hill compared to Aaron Rodgers only having Devontae Adams for the most part. Aaron Jones is still a stud, but yeah, I think the consensus for most people, most NFL fans, most NFL analysts, I think even PFF, Pro Football Focus, Patrick Mahomes, number one, Super Bowl back-to-back year, obviously the loss this year, MVP the one year. The guy's got a bright future in front of him, and he's already had some accolades and some amazing seasons and stats in the years that he's had. I believe it's only been like 4 or 5, so the guy is definitely still new to the league, but already made a big name for himself and definitely on the path to having some great success. And that's why we have him ranked at number one for this season.
And at number 2, we got A Rod. Adrian was just talking about how A Rod could be swapped with Pat Mahomes for number 1. And I can also see that, as I was saying with mine. I could see Pat Mahomes being number 2. It's a little bit of an okay move. But personally, I still think it's like 90%, 10% basically. Um, A Rod's stud, got a great team around him, pretty solid coach. I mean, okay, coach. Um, but really, really good QB. Obviously, won MVP this year and went off with Devontae Adams and Robert Tunyon. And Aaron Jones is pretty solid out of the backfield too. He's not like Christian McCaffrey where he's a great receiver, but he's not bad either. Obviously, all of these guys are NFL talent, so they're all pretty good in some way. Um, but great players around him, and he makes them all look even better than they really are. A Rod's a stud, number 2 in this list.
Back to back, State Farm has the two quarterbacks, the best quarterbacks in the league. State Farm's popping off, guys. They almost had the State Farm Super Bowl, but now they have the two best quarterbacks in the league. State Farm, if you want to be a great quarterback, go sign with a sponsorship deal for State Farm. You'll immediately become a top 3 quarterback just like that. Um, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers, obviously MVP of the 2020 season. Guy's a stud. He's been doing it for a long time. Um, and he, for the most part, never fails to succeed, never fails to put up a good year, good game. I think, for Packers fans, you could really tell how good he is and how big of his impact is once you saw like the holding out rumors and stuff like that. All the fans that immediately came flying over, trying to encourage him to come back on the field, all stuff like that. Packers fans love him. NFL fans kind of watch him in awe sometimes. He's a stud in the regular season. Playoffs can be a bit iffy, specifically the NFC Conference Championship game. But besides that, he's an MVP. He's a former Super Bowl champion. The guy does it all, and that's why he is number 2 on our list. He's also a State Farm sponsored athlete, so can't forget that. Just like Patrick Mahomes. So back to back, State Farm. Hey, both of them have MVP. They both have Super Bowl rings, and they both are part of State Farm. So I want Lamar
And
Jackson to sign with State
and
Farm
they
now,
have
dude.
an ad too. They have an ad
Yeah.
together, or a couple ads together. Holy crap! The State Farm man, it's like a whole bubble, man. Once they sign a State Farm contract, they're 100% better. All right,
Yeah, dude,
on
you're
to number
studded.
3. Yeah, you're a stud now. On to number 3, we got Lamar Jackson. Maybe maybe this is
The
Raven
goat, the
biased,
goat.
but no matter what, I would have put him top 10. So I guess you can interchange him with some players, but number three, Lamar Jackson, with a better offense around him. Yeah, we lost an offensive lineman. Yeah, he's a whiny baby. We don't like him. Get off the team. Um, but we got great receivers, or my bad, good receivers, a lot of receivers. Should help Lamar. Obviously, we have Mark Andrews next to Lamar and J.K. Dobbins. Gus Edwards back. That's the bus. And Lamar is just a playmaker. What else can you say about him? I mean, he's fast, he's elusive, he's pretty accurate, usually. Yes, I said usually. But he's a pretty solid QB. We really put the system around him, and he's really shined out. Obviously, had the MVP a couple years ago, and didn't have the greatest of seasons this year, but I think he can come back and do even better than he did last year. Maybe even get back up to that MVP caliber and keep rolling with the Lamar Jackson record that he has going right now, which is tremendous. Um, Adrian, what you think about Lamar Jackson?
Oh, I'll make my case for my boy, my guy, Lamar Jackson, LJ8, the guy, the quarterback one for my team. If anyone wants to argue about Lamar being top three, he's definitely top five, but I think he's top three. I mean, the man was literally MVP 2 years ago. He's been in the league for what, 3 years now. He's made the playoffs every single season. He's finished with a winning record every single season. He took over a 4-5 NFL team that was the Ravens with Joe Flacco, who was an experienced veteran, made that team make the playoffs, finishing either 10-6, 9-7. In his very first rookie year, the same guy who played so-called analysis said that he needed to switch to receiver because he couldn't pass, and he ends up performing better than a former Super Bowl MVP. He led the league in passing touchdowns as MVP year, even people say he can't throw. He had obviously the most rushing yards by a quarterback. Him and Mark Ingram were a great pair. Him and J.K. Dobbins are a great pair. Him and Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins are the ultimate triple-headed monster. Those three guys coming at you is insane for a defensive coordinators to match
Then
against.
then add in Justice Hill, which I mean he's not
Yes, Justice
great,
Hill,
but like he's pretty
but he's a
solid.
special teamer that helped the team also.
Yeah, true.
And people talk about Mahomes, they talk about Brady, they talk about Allen. Let's just compare this real quick. Um, Mahomes, he had Kelsey, he had Tyreek Hill, two studs. Aaron Rodgers has Devontae Adams, probably the best receiver in the NFL. I mean, at least a top two, top three receiver. Kyler Murray, they brought in DeAndre Hopkins from. Josh Allen has Stephon Diggs. Pretty much any other quarterback. Baker Mayfield literally has Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, and Kareem Hunt, and
And
Austin
still
Hooper, who's not
sucks.
as good,
Sorry,
but
sorry, 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 sorry,
is
sorry.
iffy.
Clowns.
But Lamar Jackson won the NFL MVP award with the receiving core of a either first year Marquise Brown, so rookie Marquise Brown, Seth Roberts, who's not even in the league anymore, Willie Snead, who is pretty much a perennial wide receiver three kind of guy, Mark Andrews, Hayden Hurst, Mark Ingram, who at the time was considered like a washed veteran, and Gus Edwards, who's an undrafted free agent. And Miles Boykin. Can't forget Miles Boykin. He did it with that supporting cast and still won MVP and went 14-2 and was, got the bye for the Ravens. Forget what he does in the playoffs. The guy's a stud in the regular season. He'll continue to be a stud. People that want to put slander on him, they just don't like how he's changing the game. He's adding a running aspect. People don't want him to succeed because they just see him as a threat to their team and a threat to the style of football they like seeing be played. I couldn't even figure out what I was gonna say there. People don't like it because they have a certain way they like to watch the NFL, certain kind of style. He breaks that, therefore they hate him and they slander him. And for Steelers and Browns fans, they hate him because he claps him every single year. Same for Bengals fans. But that's it for Lamar Jackson. Coming at number 3. Bada bing, bada boom.
One at number four, we got Josh Allen. This is somebody that somebody could throw into top three, and I wouldn't be too mad. Josh Allen's a stud, and you probably are asking where is Tom Brady. I'll say one thing: he'll be coming up very soon. But Josh Allen did great last year. Has a really good supporting cast. Cole Beasley, as Adrian didn't say a little bit earlier. I think Dawson Knox is like okay. I mean, it's not like great. Obviously Stephon Diggs, who's amazing. Diggs sideline touchdown. The Vikings win it. But who else do they have? They have that toe drag swag receiver. Who is that? He was a rookie last year. I can't, I can't, I can't think of his name. Um, but he's also pretty good. And of course, he makes them all look way better. I think Devin Singletary is like okay. He's not like great. Their running game isn't really good. Obviously, they pass it like 50 times a game and run it like five. So you can tell just off that. Josh Allen is a really, really good player. Number four on this list. Could go top three, but definitely should be top five, at least top seven in everybody's top 10 QB.
Um, I forgot to tell you guys. I can explain this now. We did a consensus, so we took like my top 10, Gavin's top 10, and then we just averaged the numbers out to get where these players are. So it's basically just our list combined instead of to show you two PowerPoints, which will get confusing and time consuming. So I would put Josh Allen a little bit higher than this, but I do get the case for him. I think he might have had one good year that was, maybe a little bit fluky. Not completely set on that though. I definitely see him as like a 4, 5, 6 kind of guy, and so I see that. I think the Stephon Diggs was definitely an important piece for him and his success. Success. Um, but yeah, I would put him at 5 or 6, but 4 has a good case. I mean, he beat the Ravens in the divisional round, which was definitely something a lot of people didn't see coming. He had a year where he surprised a lot of haters, a lot of doubters, popped off, was even in the running for MVP. So, still a solid quarterback, has a bright future, and we'll see how he gets it down here. But on our list, we have him at number 4.
I will say Bills Mafia for life. Okay, sorry. Number five, Tom Brady. I told you you'd see him soon. Here he is, top five QB. Could go top three. We both think Tom Brady might have a little bit of a drop off season. I think Tom Brady kind of got beat by Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Obviously, Mahomes was running like a million freaking football fields that night, and Buccaneers defense is amazing, which somewhat carried Tom Brady. I know he was still good, and obviously they had playoff Lenny in there too, and a great core around him. I don't think Tom Brady's going to have a super duper great year this year, but I think he'll probably still make the playoffs. That team's just too good, and could be kind of like perennial Super Bowl contenders as long as Brady is there, and they have some type of good supporting cast around them. Tom Brady deserves top five without a doubt. Great QB, great QB in the playoffs, especially in the Super Bowl, as we all know with the Patriots and the Bucks. Um, he does it all.
I mean, Tom Brady is the greatest NFL player of all time. Definitely the greatest quarterback of all time. No real doubt with that, especially after last season. The guy gets it done no matter the age, no matter the season, no matter the team anymore, no matter the coach. He's proved people wrong time and time again. He's a winner. He's a proven player. And, putting him out to the top 5 would kind of be a joke. So, we had to put him at top 5. Consensus there. I think he's primed for another stud season where he could win another Super Bowl. Who knows? 8 rings, unheard of, but I mean, he's been unheard of for a long time. From a guy who didn't even have his name in Madden to a 7-time Super Bowl champion, multiple MVPs, and being considered the greatest player of all time. All out of being a 6th-round draft pick. Great story, great player, and number 5, definitely respectable for him, especially at the old age that he is. I believe like 42 for a football player. It's very old, and coming in at number 5 for your position is insane.
He also thinks he's gonna go to like 50, which is like crazy to me. Wait, it might have been like 45, but like that's still crazy, dude. Um, Now at six, we got Deshaun Watson slash the Cosby. Um, so like this is basically if they play. Of course, A Rod at two. If he
Bill.
plays, and if Bill plays the season, then I think he deserves number six. He's a great QB. Does not have the greatest supporting cast. Did not have the greatest coach. And Bill O'Brien threw that team apart. They were playoff contenders like every year.
Doesn't make
Now
the
they're like
best
trash
personal choices
cans.
either, if I
Yeah,
may just say so before.
true, true. I'm not sure if Deshaun's playing this year. If he does, six deserved. He's good. He's an improviser. He's really, really, really good. Um, Makes everybody look better than they are, in my personal opinion. And yeah, Deshaun Watson, number six, just barely outside of the top five.
You have Deshaun, number 6, as Gavin said, obviously. I think he's a good player. He's kind of like a dual threat. He can run, make plays continue, and he's got quite the cannon, quite the arm, and some good accuracy. He continues to make plays, only as Gavin said, a team that wasn't very good, not a good supporting cast, really. Pretty bad coach, and pretty terrible coach, actually. Will he play, though? I mean, he makes terrible personal choices, obviously. Guy's millions of dollars, but he decides to get massages from Instagram models, so I don't really know what he's doing, but
Wait, it was
Bill,
Instagram models?
I mean, Deshaun. Yeah, that's what the whole thing was. Like, he would pay Instagram models to come give him massages at his house,
Okay,
and
that got
then
worse. Okay, yeah.
he would just be naked,
Okay, okay, it got worse. All
and
right,
like,
all right.
yeah, he had like a
Yep.
towel on, and then he would just like pull it. Yeah, so like the guy, I mean, top 6 quarterback, but definitely not a top 6 person in the NFL. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, anyway, he gets it done on the field if he makes it to the field. That is. So top 6 for his skill. Besides that, screw that guy. Oh my god.
On to number 7, we got Dak Prescott. Now, the only thing I was just thinking about now is Dak Prescott. That injury might pull him back, but still, he's a great QB. And still, he was on a record breaking season last year until that obviously gruesome injury, which we all know about. For a minute there, I was thinking about actually putting in the picture of the gruesome injury, just to remind you guys, but no, not going to do that. Look at that, Dak Prescott smiling there. Um, but great supporting cast, obviously Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and you can't forget about CD's Nuts Lamb, and Ezekiel Elliott. I don't know why I always know Tony Pollard, but Tony Pollard, I mean, I don't know how good he is in the game. Uh, but really, really good O line, of course, you can't forget about that. And he's in one of the worst divisions in the league, which means basically if they can win like 8 games at least, they'll probably make the playoffs and win the division. Um, as we all know, the NFC least. And yeah, Dak Prescott, an improviser similar to Deshaun Watson, has a cannon of an arm, really accurate, and can run, can do it all. He's a really, really good QB and just got a massive paycheck too.
I mean, that's true. How will he come back from injury? Going to be an interesting thing to see unfold. But besides that, Dak Prescott kind of underrated. I mean, he's overrated but underrated at the same time. Cowboys fans kind of overrate him, but at the same time, people will say like, you know, um, Dak Prescott, he's not top 5, he's not top 10 because he hasn't won anything. But then people will hype up Kyler Murray and Deshaun Watson, who have also never won anything in their career. So playoff wins aren't everything, especially when you're talking about quarterback success, because you could be a good quarterback but not make the playoffs or not win the playoffs because the team around you is trash or the coach is trash. Injury is going to change him a bit, I think, but he's got a great team around him, and he does what he has to do. Okay, they had the best offense in the league before he got hurt last year in 2020, and there might be a slight downtick, but Dak Prescott's still a good quarterback and definitely one of the better guys, and that's why we have him at number 7.
Now on to number 8, Justin Herbert. I love this man. I'm just gonna be honest. I have my own little thing with this guy, Justin Herbert. He's amazing. Got a cannon for an arm. He doesn't run too much, but he can run. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but you know he can make some moves. Um, really really accurate arm. Doesn't have the greatest supporting cast around him. Austin Eckler out of the backfield, which I mean he's like good. He's not like anything special, I would say. I don't really watch Austin Eckler very much. I watch Justin Herbert, but when they run the ball, I just look away and say, I don't give a crap. Um, Keenan Allen is really, really good. Obviously, they have that really, really tall guy. Who I always forget his name.
Mike Williams,
Like
most
Williams.
basic
That's
name
right.
ever.
Yeah, I know,
You
right?
still forget it. Five of his
um,
names like freaking Dawson and Mukamukovic. It's freaking Mike Williams. Most common names ever.
um, but Justin Herbert, really, really good player. I think he deserves top 10 without a doubt. I think Adrian said 10, and I said like 5. So I'm probably overrating him there a little bit with top 5. But number 8, I think is a pretty suitable spot for him. Really, really good QB. Still like somewhat unproven because only 1 year doesn't mean that he's amazing. But it's going to be interesting to follow what he does this year with the Chargers.
Dude's coming off a great season last year, 2020. Rookie of the year out of Oregon. Dude's like 6'7", tall man, taller than a tower. Gets the plays done though. I mean, he's got great accuracy. He reads the field well. He makes plays when he has to. Had a pretty bad coach in Anthony Lynn. His play calling is pretty atrocious. Defense is okay. Overall, Herbert's a really solid player. I was a Chargers fan, I'd be really happy with him in the draft pick because he looks like he's got a bright future and he's got success already. And that's what we have at number 8. Like Gavin said, it was consensus. He had him at like 10, or he had him at like 5. I had him at like 10, and then it just averaged out 7.5, obviously, and then we just bumped him to 8. With the guy who had the 7 for the average. So Justin Herbert coming in at 8. I actually like this ranking. I think it's pretty accurate. I could see him being the 8th best quarterback for sure. And I hope you guys agree with that one. Hope you guys like that one. And on number 9.
Real quick point: if you guys disagree with anything, just put it in the comments. We're here to talk, and of course, argue or just chat with you guys about why we think Lamar Jackson deserves number 3. Obviously, you guys are going to say something about that. Anyway, 1 to 9, Russell Wilson.
Lamar
Um,
Jackson is a top 30 quarterback. I'm
okay,
waiting for it.
just
Oh
shut
my
up.
God.
Just shut
He's
up.
30. He's number 30 on 32.
Russell Wilson is at number 9. I think he's pretty good. He's got a pretty solid supporting cast: Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. What? Who the frick is their tight end? Will Disley. Like, um, running back wise, pretty solid. I mean, Chris Carson's like, okay, I don't really watch the Seahawks too much, um, but I don't know. Russell Wilson, pretty solid QB, as we all know him, the improviser stud. I think he's the guy who like created improviser. I'm gonna be honest. Like before Patrick Mahomes, before Deshaun Watson, I think he was the first like improviser QB to like roll out of the pocket, throw a dime on the run. Um, and we see magical plays from him at specifically the beginning of the season. At the end of the season, he just falls asleep, I guess. Um, but Adrian thinks he's a little bit overrated, but I think he deserves top 10 without a doubt. Really, really good QB, and makes his players around him just shine like basically everybody else on this list.
Yeah, I like how we had this. Number 9. I think Russell Wilson is pretty overrated. I mean, um, and he's not like bad. He's definitely a good quarterback. Like, if he was the guy leading my team, I would not be like that mad. But overall, I think his hype is just a little bit too much. Like the fact that Lamar's MVP year, people were saying Russell Wilson deserved it or that he was going to win it. That was always kind of shocking to me because he wasn't even really close to Lamar, in my opinion, that year. And like he always starts out hot, but he always sucks towards the end of the year. And he just doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't ever really finish. Like he literally lost to the Rams in the playoffs this year, and it was either a hurt Jared Goff or their backup. I can't remember. It might have been their backup. I feel like he's not
I
a very
think it
good
was like
performer.
an unknown backup
Yeah,
QB,
I
if I
can't remember
remember
his
correctly.
name, but
Yeah.
it's like I feel like he's a little overrated. He's got a solid team around him, but number 9 is still good. Like that's the thing. Like just because you guys, your favorite team's quarterback is on the list, but he's not like as high as you would like, that's still not bad. If you have a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, that only means your quarterback is better than more than half the NFL, which is very good. It gives you a very high chance to win the Super Bowl. So being number 9 is not bad. It's still good. You're still elite. You're an elite quarterback for the most part. It's just I don't think he's number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6 like some people. Like I just don't see that. I feel like he's definitely a little bit worse than that, a little bit overrated. But number 9 still solid, and that's it for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I would have put Russell Wilson anywhere from like 7 to 10. I don't really think he deserves anything later than that, like 11 or worse. But I think the rating we got is pretty solid. At 10, we got Matt Stafford. He just barely sneaks into this video. Look at that stud in the Rams practice uniforms, and I think he's really really good QB. Obviously, he got set up in like a horrible situation in Detroit with like basically no supporting cast. Kenny Galladay was like the only thing. Anybody else? I mean, maybe T.J. Hawkinson. Um,
Marvin Jones Jr. is not too bad.
I mean, yeah. Um, but really, other than that, really, they don't have too great of a team. And Matthew Stafford just kind of got thrown into the trash can, as you could say, for multiple years of his life and most of his career. Now he gets a chance in LA with a really, really good team, a really, really good defense that can support him. Pretty solid O line. I think they still have that really, really old left tackle.
Whitworth.
Yep, correct. I'm thinking of the right tackle, which is Havenstein, I think. I don't know if he retired, but yeah, their team is great. Obviously, Cooper Cup, Robert Woods, what that rookie receiver. I forget names too quickly, as you guys can tell. Also, just immediately off this video, you can tell. But he's set in a really, really good spot. Obviously, Cam Akers behind him at running back. And really, really good team, really solid coach who took notes off the Ravens. I'm telling you right now, that's why they do so much motion. When we clapped them in that like Thursday night football game when we were 14-2, he took notes and he took it so good. I love Sean McVay. I love him so much. Number 10, Matthew Stafford, really, really good QB.
Okay, I'm down with you guys. This is number 10. I'm going to put Gavin on blast here. Gavin wanted Baker Mayfield number 10, okay? Gavin said
Oh
Baker
my
Mayfield was
God,
top
Baker
10
Mayfield's
quarterback.
32, man. He's literally 32.
No,
He's the
Gavin said
worst
Baker
QB in
Mayfield
the
was top
NFL.
5,
I don't give a crap
but
that Trevor Lawrence
consensus
hasn't
knocked him
played a
out.
snap. Holy crap.
No, if I did a real realistic rating on Baker, I'd probably do like 16. Like, I think it's fair.
Same thing.
Maybe
Same
15.
thing. Same thing. I
Like,
put
yeah.
him like 16, maybe 15.
Yeah. Definitely like overrated a bit. But back to Stafford. I think Stafford was kind of underrated only because the Lions are like a smaller market team and they've been known for just being awful for a long time. I think they have a lot more success in Los Angeles where he is now. So I put him at number 10 because he's going to do good. He's going to be a solid player. He's going to get some more marketing, some more eyes on him just because he's from LA. He kind of makes some same plays that Mahomes makes, but the NFL just decides to push Mahomes to everyone, so you don't really see him as much. But Stafford's still definitely a good player. Solid quarterback, top 10. I think that's solid for Stafford. See him having probably like maybe even a 4,000-yard season, maybe like 30 TDs, 35 TDs, something like that. He'll be a good player, probably make the playoffs, and definitely a solid addition for the Los Angeles Rams.
So yeah, guys, that's the video. All 10 the QBs. If you guys want to just go through them real quick, of course, Pat Mahomes, A-Rod, Lamar, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, you know, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson, and Matthew Stafford is going to finish off the list. I will say one person that Adrian noted that could have made this list, Ryan Tannehill. Another person I would have put near this list is Kyler Murray, probably right by that top 10.
Yeah, I was
Um,
going to put Tannehill number 10, but Gavin hates Tannehill.
I hate
Gavin just
Tannehill
how
so
bad
much.
Tannehill is.
Tannehill is getting carried by Derrick Henry and AJ Brown. But yeah, that's gonna be the video, guys. We'll see you guys next time, and peace.